Great at bats, and I know he kind of started off slow at the beginning of the season, but just the consistency that I think he's demonstrated probably most of his career. And it doesn't matter who's throwing. I think he gives you, from both sides of the plate, an opportunity to either get on base, obviously strike the ball and do some damage, whatever the case might be. It's been pretty fun to watch. It's been fun to watch him on both ends of the ball. I mean, he ended up having another assist today with a very accurate, strong throw to the bag, and so he continues to be the pro that he is. A very solid, and at times shows to be an exemplary MLB player.
You ever see anybody throw flat-footed as well as he does?
I mean, he just has a tremendous, I think, awareness of his body, of his balance. He obviously has a strong arm, and he trusts it. I think over the years he's learned to trust it. I think he's, sometimes seen as maybe not moving as well as you would want him to, but boy, I tell you, when he does what he needs to do, he's able to get to balls and then get them in quickly, accurately, and with some strength behind it.
Ricky, what was the argument about? Did you think he was in fair territory? What was the argument with the umpires about?
The argument that had more to do with just the spin move. We were just debating whether he had stepped off to make the throw, because you're actually supposed to step off as you pick. It kind of flows into that arena. Because once you do that, the ball gets into the dugout. It's just two bases. So we were just, I was just asking them what they were looking at, and so I think we just might have just disagreed.
Ejection seemed awfully quick.
They always seem quick. Again, I don't go in there trying to get ejected. I think, at the end, I just wanted to have a conversation with him.
When you do get in a situation like that at the end, we know you're not putting on a show, but you do have to stand up for your players, and it appears the fans really have responded to the way that you show your energy.
I think that all we're trying to do is to make sure, on many different levels, that we do everything we can to, present our argument or our case or what have you. Well, everybody can disagree. I think everybody can disagree. I think at that point, he walked away pretty abruptly, so, I just followed him, and I honestly started my conversation very mildly with him. But, that's, I think the bigger story more is, I thought our guys battled back, obviously bringing Pito to the plate. We got the potential tying end when he went on base against a very good reliever. And we weren't able to, capitalize in the end. But, again, these kids pick each other up. These men pick each other up pretty well. They keep fighting. They don't quit. And, we'll continue to do that. And hopefully, in the end, it'll pay some dividends in terms of victories on the other side of it.
You had him loaded a couple times against.
Excuse me?
You had him loaded a couple times against Phillies.
We did. We did have.
The at-bats you had?
We did. We had a couple times we had the bases loaded, and prior to loading them up, we had in the one scenario, one of them, I think Leche had driven in Ingo, and then we load them up. And weren't able to do anything. We chased some pitches, elevated, jams. I think it was either a couple pop flies, but obviously we weren't able to bring them in. We had a couple opportunities. We put them on the ropes a couple of times and weren't able to capitalize for sure. And I think obviously we would have liked to have done that earlier, but we didn't.
Just to clarify, the main part of the argument was that you thought the runner should have been given third base?
No, there was no. Actually, there was no argument. I mean, they had decided that he didn't technically do what I was asking if he had done it, step off to make the pick. But in the flow of time, when the action is being done, you can debate whether he actually steps behind or forward or whatever the case might be. And if that's the case, then if the ball gets into the dugout or into the area where it ultimately got to, it's 2 bases. So there was no argument. It's just a difference of opinion as to what we think he did or didn't do.
You thought it was a balk?
No, it's not a balk. No. I thought that we were debating whether we believed that in his action he actually stepped behind the pitcher's plate, which now makes him a fielder. And see what I'm saying? And then puts the ball into that area, which gives him 2 bases.
Is Tyler okay?
Yeah, Tyler's fine. Just to pinch hit, when we pinch hit with the opener. Yeah, it was just a pinch hitting situation, lefty on righty.
What about the foul ball that hit Valencia? Did you think you saw enough proof that he was in foul territory?
You know, I haven't reviewed that. There's nothing that we can actually argue or debate on those plays. When anything's in front, in the infield, the umpires have total discretion, and obviously they have a total discretion even on the other call. But they didn't believe that he was actually in fair territory when the ball struck him. It looked like he was jumping as the ball struck him. So I can't tell you from my vantage point whether he's in fair territory or not.
That wasn't something you can ask to be reviewed? That would
That
be
is
up
not
to
a
them?
reviewable play, no. That is totally in the judgment of the umpires, anything that's in front of them in the infield.
You mentioned it being encouraging that the guys continue to bat.
Yeah.
Is that sort of the challenge for you in the second half of the season to keep the guys motivated as Quintana and possibly some other pieces get traded away?
I think that if our players, not only our players, if anybody loves the game of baseball, and anybody wants to be a part of the Chicago White Sox, that's what's going to be expected of them. We filter ourselves out in this game with how we go out and do what we do. We are privileged to be playing professional baseball at the major league level. And if you don't find the energy and the desire to want to put it all out there every single day, maybe this isn't the place for you. All we can do is encourage them, you know, try to continue to instill a desire to be the best professionals that they can be. I believe that in that clubhouse, every single individual is raising the bar as to what they believe they're supposed to be doing, and they'll continue to evolve and get better at it. But I think it's just a matter of continuing to never leave the conversation off the table. If you see that they're not going to be performing or giving you the energy that they're supposed to, that's my job to make sure that it's brought forth. And it's their job to continue to pick each other up and to hold each other accountable. And I think they do a great job.